There's one question in chess, yes, you heard me right, one question that every chess player from noob to grandmaster is desperate to get answered. How hot are my chess openings? Lucky for you, today we're going to answer that question. My name is Jules Gambit, and I am a chess streamer and chess player, and today we are ranking chess openings based on hotness versus crazy level. Now, you might remember this video. Inspired by this video, I took to Twitter and asked all of you to give me your chess openings for us to rank today. So let's get to it. The first opening we're going to look at today is the Ruy Lopez. This is the Ruy Lopez. It's an e4 opening, so already a fan. And the bishop goes here. There are a lot of different options. Black can push a6, black can play for the Berlin. It's just a really cool opening, but also it is a lot of theory. I don't know, to be fair, I'd say we'll put it like middle hot and lower crazy. I think it's generally in the safe zone. Above this line is, maybe think twice, but Ruy Lopez is generally middle hot, lower crazy. The next opening we're going to be looking at is the London. So for some reason, the opening tutorial I found is showing the London as knight f3 first, which I don't know if I've seen before, but I'm actually so curious if this is the proper London system. But I guess the general idea behind it, and for all London systems I've seen besides like special Londons, like maybe Jovava London, is bishop f4 pretty much right away. And it's kind of a boring system. They're going to push e3 eventually, c3, Huh. I have nothing else to say. Now, I know I'm going to get a bunch of hate comments for this, but I think the London is the worst opening to ever exist. I think people play it to avoid theory, which, I respect. I respect that. But people tend to go on autopilot with it a lot, which is why there's a lot of anti-Londons, since you can kind of trick up London players a little bit. But if you're a London player, you are definitely the class pet. Like, you were the teacher's pet. You would tell on me. You'd tell on me for shooting this video for sure. So, I'm gonna say London is not super hot. And London's not very crazy either. Like, it's a system, which means you kind of have a preset amount of moves that you can do. I do know there are some interesting lines and gambits in the London that can be a little crazier. I mean, interesting being, eh. Maybe I'll like put it here. Like, it's not very hot. It could be a little crazy, but I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. If you're like, Jules, but not a lot of theory sounds great, give me a system. I'd say maybe look into our next opening that's not a system, but still doesn't have like a crazy amount of theory. I don't know what to think about this, so I'd like to hear in the comments what you think about this opening, because I'm a little bit net neutral on it. This is the Scandinavian. So I'm going to show the Portuguese variation of the Scandinavian. I think it's kind of cool. A lot of people haven't seen it. So e4, this is just the general idea of the Scandis. This d5 pawn takes. A lot of times you'll take back with the queen. You're going to put the queen on a5. Eventually they're going to probably put their knight on c3, bishop d2, and that's kind of the general structure. This is the Portuguese variation, which is pretty interesting. I think it's one of the more dynamic versions of the Scandi. And the Scandinavian has some really interesting lines, I think. Like, there's the modern Scandi. I think there's like the Portuguese variation. All of them are pretty interesting. But that being said, I feel like you see Scandinavian a lot at lower levels where you just kind of put your queen out and hope to checkmate someone. So I don't know. I think it could be hot. Could be hot. And I think, the Scandi can be crazy. There are like some gambits out of the Scandi that are kind of crazy. So I think I'm going to put it like here in the middle. I feel like that's a fair rating for the Scandi. This next opening is a Twitch opening. It's been all the rage lately. You might have heard of it. This is Anna Cramling's opening, The Cow.
Now, what you do is that you go d3 to place your knight on g3, and then your other knight on b3.
So let's accurately rate the cow. This is a little bit difficult because objectively, I mean, look at this opening. Objectively, it's not super hot. I'd say Anna Cramling definitely adds to the appeal a little bit, so that will give it a boost. It is insane. It is a crazy opening. Mainly because you're going to get checkmated. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to go for it. So, we'll be fair and we'll put it here. I think it also gets a little bit of crazy points for the name. What do you think? Going to a little bit more sane openings, we have a pretty common one for y'all, so I wouldn't be surprised if you play this one, the Queen's Gambit. All right, so we've got d4, and you get this really interesting structure. Now, if you know me, if you watch my stream, you'll know I'm not a huge fan of d4. That being said, I like this is probably my favorite of the d4 openings. I think there's a lot of great options with it. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how crazy it is. I think it's a pretty sound opening. People play it a lot at the highest levels. So, hmm, let's put it. I'd say it's hot, crazy, maybe below Ruy Lopez because it's still a D4 opening. You know what can you do? So next on our plate we have King's Gambit, and I am a huge King's Gambit fan. I think it's fun. I think it's spicy. You know, Nepo plays it. Hey, here's KG. It is a little bit insane. Like there's like an 80% chance you're gonna get checkmated immediately. So, you know, I would put it on pretty hot and pretty crazy. I'd put it like right here. That doesn't mean that you should shy away from it. Sometimes, you know, you have to take a risk in life. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a fan. I've played it before. I think it's a fun opening. Next up, we have the worst opening of all time. It is not hot, not cute, not crazy, just terrible. And this is the French opening. So the French is for you if you like your light squared bishop screaming for help, because I swear to God, is never getting out of there. So the French has a special place. I'd say even below the London. I don't know. At least the London's like a little crazy. At least the London has like something, you know. Thank you for watching. Comment below if there's any openings you'd missed that you'd like me to go over, or if you want a part 2, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment all means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you agree with me.